Hello, my name is Jacobinus, and we are going to go over how to do the rotation on Consoleport for Protection Paladin. Step 1. I need to make macros. Lots of them. Oop. Macro. Okay, so the first macro we're going to use is Judgment. My Judgment macro. I'm going to leave it up for a couple seconds so people can see it. It basically pops Sentinel, Bastion of Light, and then pops Judgment. And so they all get popped together, they all go together. Second macro we have to set up is Avenger Shield. Avenger Shield, you see what I'm doing here? We add a start attack, then we add a Moment of Glory. You come in and you want to do a Divine Toll, and then you just want to have a bunch of Avenger Shields in between. I'm playing around with the reset timer, but I think I've got it fairly accurate so that it will pop every time, and then just keep running through the rotation on if you just keep tapping it. Okay, so that's the rotation there for Avenger Shield, or sorry, the macro for Avenger Shield. Okay, so I don't believe we have a Shield of the Righteous macro, or do we? We do have a Shield of the Righteous macro. Hang on one second. It is just a basic macro that just makes sure that I'm attacking something and using Shield of the Righteous. Okay, and then we also want to make a Blessed Hammer macro. So the Blessed Hammer macro is a little bit more involved in that, because even though it says it's Blessed Hammer on the top here, it doesn't start with that. It starts with Eye of Tull, and then it does Consecration, and then it does Blessed Hammer. Because there is an order of importance, and we're trying to condense as many things into one use as possible so that we can have the most effectiveness if we have to run from something and we want to change targets, or we have to use a special ability, like we have to use Consecration again on the fly, or Hammer of Wrath, or where's some more abilities here? If we wanted to use Hand of Reckoning, Arcane Torrent, Rebuke, or Hammer of Justice. So it's just a trigger click away. And then, but we always stay on this main one unless we need to do something a little bit different that has to be done as a solo. And you see I got all my cooldowns here, so it tells me if I'm in this button sequence. But all of my stuff is here. The only other macro to mention that is in the basic rotation is actually Word of Glory. So I have a Word of Glory Protection Paladin spec, and so my Word of Glory is basically Word of Glory, and it just pops Ardent Defender as well. Because Ardent Defender is on a 1.4 minute cooldown, and it actually, it can even go down to even 1 minute. I believe there's, if I keep on popping stuff and during these phases, I can reduce the cooldown on this and this and this and blah blah blah. So it reduces all these cooldowns as well if I'm doing this rotation properly and getting off all of my stuff. So is there anything other macro that I can say that I'm using that's special? I mean, I have a Divine Steed macro. Might as well show that to you guys while you're here. Where is it? Divine Steed. It basically just does Divine Steed and does Crusader Aura. And then I have another macro that Crusader Aura that basically goes back and forth between Crusader Aura and Devotion. So, where is it? It's right beside it. And it just does Crusader Era and goes back to Devotion. So if it's already on one of these, it'll go to the other one, which is good. Okay, without further ado, let's get into the rotation. Show you it works. So 3, 2, 1. Okay, so from what we just went through, it all seems to function. The only thing that I'm still getting used to is making sure that I always have my consecration down. Consecration will come with time because you're timing it yourself, and with this rotation, it was basically just face roll. And then when you notice that your consecration's down, you basically press it. Or if you have to move, you basically will always just press right trigger and put it down. So, I mean, it's not that big a deal. So the only thing that was possibly off, I think, was just I needed to do consecration more. But other than that, that's the full rotation for Protection Paladin. There are a couple other buttons, but yeah, they don't do the dam, and they don't do the healing. So if they don't do that, then I don't need them. For now, at least. But anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something from how I'm doing this, and I will see you in the War Within.